We are going to talk on the overall fitness industry in India. And we have two of the industry veterans, Mr. Hemant and Mr. Chima, who bring a lot of experience on setting up the traditional businesses. Mr. Chima is a lot in training the trainers. I come from a little different thing where we are trying to bring the technology in the industry and trying to bridge the gaps. So I think it's going to be very interesting discussions. We'll start with Mr. Hemant to share his experience, like what is experience, does he see the industry, where he's going to be.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Amrish means I'm associated with Jag. I know him for last like 8-9 years. You know, we initially working together, and when talking about the industry, the main thing is education, which I emphasize. And during our event also, we conducted few seminars on like training, diets, on other problems which sportsmen from different their prospective sports they come across while they're training day to day. So these are the few elements which people doesn't know here. Like we tell them like do this, do that, but they don't know where to go, how to execute it, and means how to get rid of the daily problems which sportsmen go through on the daily basis.
Just a personal experience. So I have been working out in a gym and that gym is for last 13 years. So I asked him like, how old is your gym? They're like, it's 13 years old. But I told them like, I see this gym the similar way for last 5 years.
Yeah, we have started our sports fit brand, and working with Dhoni, it's a great honor. And I've been working, me and my brother, younger brother Sheru, we're doing workouts since last, I think, 22 years. So it was our family background. We've been brought up like this. So coming back to gyms, we started Sports Fit, like it's been 15 months now, and it's the fastest growing gym chain because we emphasize on what the customers, they want. Lot of the gym owners, they open gyms just for sake of making money. Actually, it's a business of a passion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you have to be passionate if you want to run a gym, especially. And we are also, creating an environment there with a functional training, more of a functional training, because when I did my movie, I told you, I personally, I trained myself as a professional boxer and MMA fighter, and I did Brothers, and now I'm doing 3 more movies in Bollywood.
So Mr. Jag, I would like to have your perspective, like what do you see are the current challenge of the industry? What can be the enabler and how we can quickly ramp up?
First of all, good evening, everybody. I will second what Hemant has just said. I think there's a lot of challenges in the industry. People who are already in the fitness industry often look at increasing sales and focus just on increasing sales with new members when we talk about health clubs. And somehow they lose their focus of existing members. So one of the biggest challenges that I think is that losing membership and retention, that's a big issue. So quality control is a big thing. The best source of business is always word of mouth. So if you look after your existing clients, they of course will go and tell other people, and that source of business is the best. But when we move on to education, providing a quality service, that's also just as important. So providing a service, providing education in India and making sure that it's regulated is one of the biggest challenges. There's quite a lot of new companies that are setting up in India. I've known Hemant for quite some time. They've been in the industry for quite a while, but there's a lot of new companies that are setting up in India. They actually don't have any kind of regulation. And some of the people in India, they expect just because a foreign brand has come to India, it must be of a high standard. So bringing quality education to India and making sure that people appreciate that and understand that international standards have a minimum requirement, I think that's a challenge, and that's something that we need more people in the industry to actually understand. This will certainly help incomes go up by way of new sales, customer member retentions, and so forth.
So my personal experience, what I have seen is, we call in tech nowadays like data is the new currency. And I see a lot of data in the fitness center goes untracked. The moment the user walks into the center, do his measurements or the kind of workout he do, who is training him. And what I feel like getting a proper product, technology which can capture all this data, can make the experience more personalized. How do you see that?
I agree. The fitness industry is based on one thing. Well, actually, the wellness industry and fitness industry is based on one thing, and that is results. Unless you can measure results, it doesn't work. So if you go to a gym, most people go to a gym and they drop out after 3 or 4 months because they don't track their results. They are not able to track the results effectively. By introducing technology, having apps on phones, lots of new technology coming in. We work with a lot of great companies. InBody is one of the companies that we work with where you can measure and track results. So it's very important to have this, have technology as part of your business model to be able to prove that the services that you provide are measurable and you are producing results.
I would like to ask Hemant to. So we were talking down the stairs, and one of the things that I mentioned was the biggest challenge for this business is the initial cost. And then Mr. Hemant and his team is working on very disruptive products, like they have reduced the cost of setting up gym by 50%. Why don't you? Talk about that?
We in SportsFit we have come up with our own equipment. What I think that what Mr. Modi, our respected PM, is doing, it's building a faith on brand India, and this is our all's duty to support him. So now the government of India, we are working with the government of India and Sports Ministry and FICCI they called us as being one of the key players in educating people and the Sheru Classic event what we have done. So they asked us to, propose us something regarding if in the future, our kids want to, do something in sports, like how they will manage their career. So we are coming up with a sports graduation, like it's a 3-year graduation and 6 grades. And I think hopefully within 1 or 2 years, it will be implemented. And in the same way, in the same manner, in our gyms, we have managed to cut down the cost with our own equipments up to 60-70%. And the results are really very fine. And our franchisee, they are covering up, whatever the investment is in about 1.5 or maximum 2 years.
Mr. Jag, the other thing, what I have seen, like unemployment obviously is a challenge to the country. Everyone is facing that, and this fitness industry can be a huge employment thing if we can train the right trainers, because most of the fitness centers in big cities, they are struggling for the right trainers. Do you think the kind of offering you people have planned can really be scaled up, that it can have a social impact on the country?
Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
No, so that's what. So it's a social thing, right? If there's a new thing that comes up and creates huge job opportunities, but the thing that's needed for that is you should be able to scale it up.
When we talk about personal trainers, from experience and what I've noticed in India especially, majority of personal trainers, good trainers, can become better if they're used as personal trainers. But what tends to happen in traditional gyms, personal trainers become sales staff. So they are expected to fit 8, 12, 15 sessions in one day. And they've got so much pressure that they have to get more and more clients through the door. How is a personal trainer supposed to focus on getting good results for their clients? So not just that, but they don't even have time to focus on themselves, to train properly, to eat properly, to have the right nutrition. A personal trainer is a business card to get new customers. So if the focus of sales was taken away from that personal trainer, but rather focus on providing a quality service instead, his clients or her clients will get better results and automatically the sales go up. So the way that we structure businesses, I mean, Hemant just said about his setup, is good. This is what franchises are about. This is what new systems and regulation is about, bringing these in and helping people who work with traditional ways but need to focus on the actual, what really matters, which is results. So looking after the trainers, creating employment is good, but helping your employees to become better and better, that's the key here.
You know, I totally agree with Jag. You know, there are a lot of trainers. Now you see, there is nowadays, a month ago, there was a huge demand of kabaddi.
Yeah.
Kabaddi, you know.
The Pro Kabaddi series.
Yeah. So the trainers of the kabaddi team, there is a huge demand in US for the baseball players. So the trainers are good here, but they are, you know, like he said, they train for like 15, 16, 20 customers a day. So they are, you know, they mess themselves.
So how can we sort it out? I mean, how we'll make sure the trainer is not stressed out? I mean, the only way I can see is we get more number of trainers in the network.
Again, the thing is, like, you know, the people have to change the perspective of, you know, when they choose the trainer. You know, in every gym, there should be a profile of a trainer, how many trainers, how many like customers he's training in a day, you know, what are his achievements. Like, these are the awareness with which all gyms, you know, that, as he said, the regulations should be changed in the gyms.
The other thing, how I see this is like, how about getting into a video training or something like training on a video communication where there's one trainer who is training 2-3 people or maybe similar set of people who have the similar requirement.
Yes, I can see where the angle you're using about technology, and I think to some extent, yes. I think using video trainers to train clients, I think that's just a beginning stage. There are a lot of people out there, because not everybody is the same. Some people don't have the confidence to be able to use a personal trainer immediately. They may feel embarrassed about the way they look or feel, so they use video trainers. And there are video trainers available, so they don't have to have that one-to-one interaction. However, in order to get the best results, a physical presence of a personal trainer is always important. People who are experienced in this industry would probably second that. But yes, there's a place for technology when it comes to personal training. And I think that's actually to entice people to become fitter and healthier.